Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from Makers Unify, and today I'm going to show you how I took this birdhouse and turned it into a fairy house. The first thing I'm going to do is head outside and get some bark off of some old branches that we have outside, as well as cut some thistle stems that we have plenty of in our yard to use on the fairy house. It was nice to work outside, and here I'm taking my pruning shears and getting the thorns off of the stems of the thistles, and a storm rolled through, so I got that on recording. One of the favorite pieces that I found out in nature to put on the fairy house was this mushroom that had grown onto a piece of bark. So here I'm taking off the little perch for the birdhouse, and I'm going to sand that down because I'm going to cover this up. So I got a bunch of supplies from Michael's for the fairy house, and the first thing I'm going to put on is the door. And I'm going to put that on with some E6000 glue. I decided to go ahead and tape the door on, the fairy door on, so that it wouldn't fall off while I was working on the roof because the glue wasn't dry yet. And here I'm just going to break apart some of the bark and kind of eyeball how I want to put it on the fairy house. So I'm going to take a generous amount of hot glue and glue the bark onto the fairy house. And I'm going to speed the process up because you're not going to want to sit here and watch me do this for over an hour. But it's kind of like a little bit like fitting in puzzle pieces. You wanted to overlap and make sure that there were no gaps. Some of the pieces I did trim up a bit with these clippers so that they would fit in better, or I wanted to change the shape or the size of it. So this little tool came in handy. Here's the mushroom that I found on the bark, which I think is really cute, and it adds a little bit of flair. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some moss on the roof. I'm going to just cut some pieces out and hot glue it underneath some of the bark shingles. So I think I did pretty good with the moss. So I'm just kind of checking it out and seeing if I need to add some more. I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off so that I can start putting the thistle stems around the fairy house. I measured out the size that I needed and just going to cut a whole bunch of them and hot glue them on as I go around. I picked up these decorative filler rocks by Ashland from Michaels, and right now I'm just pouring them all out in a bowl so that I can pick out the smaller ones that I want to put around the door. So here I decided to take a stem off from each side of the door so that I could put some more rocks around there for I thought the decoration would look better that way. So now I'm just going to fit in the little stones and hot glue them around the door. And then for the steps, I'm going to use these flatter decorative stones. So here I am laying them out, trying to figure out what color scheme I wanted to use and kind of see how many that I need to fit across there. And then I do put kind of a second row under it so that they're like steps going up to the door. And then I'm just going to finish off the bottom part of it with the little stones. And to fill in some of the gaps between the stones, I'm going to use some crystals that I have. I'm going to use Larimar, clear quartz, amethyst, I believe, and a rose quartz. And then I'm going to take some more of that moss and put it in between the stones for the steps. And then I ended up putting 3 coats of this clear acrylic spray to protect it from the elements, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep this outside yet. I think I'm going to try and keep it outside, but in a covered area. That's how you can turn a birdhouse into a fairy house. Thanks for watching, and make sure that you are subscribed and put your notification bell on so that you can see future videos. Thanks for watching again, and have a DIY day.